Alright, hey everyone. This is where I'm going to start everything off. You know, honestly, it's just been a lot of really tedious brush cutting. I've been chopping down all the mesquite trees all around. Been watching the puppies. Me and Tyler have been working and living, that kind of thing. I've made a lot of progress on the yard, so maybe I'll show you guys a little bit of that. So yeah, as you guys can see, a whole lot more has been done since I last took a video of all this. Got it going all the way down that way. Not bad, if I do say so myself, for having an 8-inch blade that I've been doing this with about 45 minutes at a time before the battery runs out. Now my current project is I'm cutting down a lot of these big and small mesquite trees. Tyler pretty much told me that I'm okay to just kind of cut down most everything here, but as tedious as cutting down the mesquite trees is going to be, I'm actually thinking these yucca are going to be some of the weirder things. I might keep some of them. Like this one's pretty interesting, even though it's dead. Maybe once it falls over, I'll take care of it. This guy's also kind of crazy, but I think we can do away with some of these little guys that are just kind of doing nothing but taking up space. Got a whole bunch of random brush piles. I got a wheelbarrow and find a place to dump it. Maybe burn it, who knows. Yeah, but the weird awkward part about these things is they have these tendrils all over that are very fibrous. If you try and cut them up, they won't really cut up with a blade. Like if I take the brush cutter to it, it actually chokes up the brush cutter, which is amazing because that thing goes through everything. So I might need to take what I have is a brush axe. Yeah, this right here, this medieval looking weapon right here. It's called a brush axe, so I assume it's supposed to be used for things like this. I've been using it to kind of hook some things that have been laying around and kind of shift them about, throw them into that pile there. But I'm wondering if maybe the blade on this is going to be good enough to take one of those guys out. So why don't we both find out for the first time on camera, huh? Alright. Well, here's killing a yucca tree attempt number 1. Wow, they're very resilient. Nope. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about out here. You know, something as simple as ripping up a little bush like this becomes a suddenly really complicated task. And I wasn't pulling any punches. Sure, this thing's a little dull, but they're very solid little things. They're pretty much trees. But I can't take the Sawzall to it, because I think it would just get wrapped up in all those little tendrils. So I'll have to go out to the drawing board, maybe Google some things, see if we can find another way around it. So for now, just more brush cutting and more taking down of these mesquite trees all over the yard. Iro, Boomy, come here. Come here. Good job. Boomy. Boomy, come here. There you go, buddy. Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey boys, what's up, what's up? Alright. Oh no. Well, I decided to start recording because I kind of wanted to show you guys what some of these really windy days looks like that I'm talking about. You know, I usually always show you guys some kind of horrible aftermath that really ruins our day or something like that, but we've kind of gotten it to a bit of a science how to kind of close everything up for the day to make sure nothing's happening. But you know, as with anything, there's usually stuff you can't control, like just something as simple as Tyler plopped her clothes on the deck yesterday to get them out of her car. They just blew all over the place. The kitchen area is a complete wreck because even though I put it on the back side of the house now, so it gets the least amount of wind, it still just kicks up so hard around here. Let's see. So, pretty much, I think what I've decided is that this whole waiting on this property over here has kind of gotten to be, gotten me complacent a bit. I find myself stagnating a little bit. I've been kind of feeling exhausted, same with Tyler a little bit, just because, you know, we've been working, setting things up. It takes a considerable amount of energy to decide to come out and do something like this, set everything up, and then once you kind of get to a place of a bit of comfort, pretty much, I don't know, it makes you just kind of not want to push forward a little bit. You're not trying to build something to survive anymore. You're everything past this point on the box is luxury. I can't do anything for the house till I get permits, and God, that's just taken way longer than I would have ever thought. The whole process, it's crazy. You know, it's taken months and months just to get this going. So that's kind of been a big roadblock for me, and I just kind of noticed myself slowing down on a lot of the things I got to do. The brush cutting is okay, but I can only really do that in a couple hour bursts. I get to do it maybe 3 times a day until we get a second battery for that. So if you ever try to battery power about 2 acres worth of lawn in a brush cutter, make sure to get plenty of battery. You're gonna take some time on it. We would have gotten a gas powered one, but the gas powered one was pretty expensive, pretty much the difference between $200 and $600. So we went with the battery powered one. The Ryobi's not too bad. It's been treating me pretty good. I don't know why. Just tired from work, tired from a lot of things, tired from these our new puppies, constantly having to take them out during the day. So I think I kind of need to find a way to find a routine for the day, something where I just get it done consistently, maybe get a little exercise going. Once the dogs are completely vaccinated up, I'll be able to really take them for full walks and everything because they won't be susceptible to parvo anymore. But beyond that, I just work on the property. I need to start to-do lists. I need to get projects going that I haven't been doing. I've been concentrating so much on clearing out this yard. You know, I forgot I still need to side the box to keep it weatherproof. This paper pretty much isn't good enough forever. It's just, you know, alright for the time being. I need to ground out the electric system, and I gotta build a dog fence. And I need to work on that motor I showed you guys earlier. Just because after I do brush cut all this down, you know, I'm not going to use the brush cutter all the time for everything here, every time this grass grows a little bit. So I'd ideally like to get that motor going. As well as my Dodge truck, the old one. I want to switch out the transmission on that at some point. These are all dream projects right now, but while I'm waiting for this property and for this building to be done, these are all little projects I could at least be working towards and keeping myself active in. You know, otherwise I just kind of get the bare minimum done for the day and then just kind of walk away from that. And that's not really a productive way to be. That's not what I came out here for. So, a couple things we're going to be showing you guys on YouTube. Maybe I'll show you a little bit of progress on some of the motor things, but I'm sure a lot of people will be kind of bored by that. But we actually have 2 projects in the works just for an in-between.
I'm going to be training these puppies, and I'm going to be doing my best to kind of film our process through that, see if we can get them to be really well trained. Because these guys are a pit bull mix, pit bull boxer mix, and their breed isn't something you really want to lazily train. You kind of really want them trained up really well. So I'm going to start taking a couple videos of our journey through that, what we're going to learn along the way, and we're going to see if we can get these guys really trained up well. But also, we've been offered a little bit of a swap opportunity with a bone broth company who wants Tyler to do some cooking videos with the bone broth in it. So they're kind of sponsoring us a little bit. Nothing like monetized, but we're just getting a bunch of bone broth, and we're pretty happy about that. That's all we really need. So that's pretty nice. So you guys are going to see some Tyler cooking videos, some dog training videos, and maybe some me cursing as I figure out how bad I am at working on motors videos. So beyond that, I'll keep you guys up to date on the status of the yard, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, hey everyone. I'm just kind of doing another little vlog video thing here, and as you can see, I'm the type of person who has a cowboy hat on now. That's not by choice. I was never going to be a cowboy hat kind of person, but I'm out in Arizona, and I found out that these things really aren't completely just for fashion. Turns out that they're really good out here. The sun, as you can see, usually in a lot of these videos, you see me like squinting, my hair's blowing everywhere in this wicked crazy wind around here. And like I'm usually baking in this sun. We've finally been hitting some of those 80-degree days or up around here. We've still had mostly cold, but it's definitely getting a little hotter, and I've succumbed to this. Because the cool thing about this is it's got all sorts of little holes in it that allow the wind to blow through it and stuff, so it keeps me cool, it keeps the sun out of my eyes and off the back of my neck. So if you see me in this thing while I'm outside, just know I never intended to become a cowboy, but I guess, you know, I lived in New Jersey, and now I get the right to call pizza and breakfast sandwiches anywhere else in the country absolute garbage. I lived upstate New York, and I get to complain about negative 20-degree weather and use Canadian slang every now and then. And I come out here to Arizona, now I can complain about snakes, and I can wear a cowboy hat, so. Alright. It is April 5th. Maybe, hopefully, as you guys can tell, it's a little sunny out here, but it's really hard to even have your head out there. We are now officially kind of starting to feel the Arizona air, and you know, the weather that we're going to be hitting. It's been hitting about 80-90 degrees so far, and ooh, it's hot. I don't know how to explain. The heat is better and worse at the same time. Like, it doesn't have that mugginess about, but the sun just always definitely feels like it's beaming down on you a lot more. In fact, I'm pretty sure I look a little creepy with my eyes all bagged out. Let's see if we can. Maybe that'll work out. Or maybe we'll just go ahead and put that back on. So, unfortunately, there's kind of been a setback with everything we're doing here. And that's the fact that the other acre of land that we're getting fell through. It turns out that that acre is not owned by the guy listed on there. It's his father who has his same exact name. And his father ended up dying without willing it off to him. So basically, that land is owned by a dead man, and we can't buy it from his son because he won't go through probate to get the property back, because the property worth isn't enough for him to go through the process for that. So that one's out. There are two other pieces of property over there, but one's owned by somebody from China for some weird reason, and
the other one was also from some like a foreign account or something. So not really sure what that's about, and I'm not really sure I even want to open up the can of worms of even trying to get one of those properties over there. It was a very long process just getting this guy's name, going through all that, contacting him, waiting to hear back from him, emailing back and forth, getting in contact with the title company. They ran us around for about a month before they told us all of this. You know, I was hoping that would have been one of the first things they noticed, but not so much. So at this point, we're kind of back to square one. Having the 4 acres of land needed to opt out of the permits for this area have kind of been tossed out the window, and so now me and Tyler kind of had a really long talk about what do we want to do, what's our next step. This has taken way longer than we thought it would, and it's with the permit process, it's going to cost us a lot of money to redraw up plans the way they want, and the permit fees, and we need to get an engineer's seal on everything, and it's just feeling like this county is just really not friendly towards this kind of building that we're going to do. So we've kind of decided we need to take a step back and remember what we had first come out here for, which wasn't to build a permanent house or live in a bungalow here in the desert, this little box thing, you know. As quaint and nice as this is, we didn't come out here to do this. So we're going to do kind of what we had originally thought to do, and we're going to build a travel tiny home. And basically, that doesn't have the same rules apply as much, because technically it's a vehicle. So as long as you get it inspected and okayed by DMV or something like that once it's done, that's pretty much all you need. And we have the property to both live and build on now. So we're going to do that. It was absolutely the very first plan to come out here and do that. We wanted to build something that is a home, but a lot of this was about like having the adventure of our lives, going out and seeing things and doing things. And settling down here, as pleasant as that was as an idea, you know, might not necessarily be the thing to do. So, I don't know. Something to keep you guys updated about, but that's the current direction. We'll talk about it more at some point. And, you know, again, most of the people watching this thing, it's all our friends and family and everything. So, anyone wants to message us or give us ideas or talk to us about anything, go for it, you know. We're always open. Alright, today's challenge, we're going to be trying to build a dog fence using this welded utility fabric, I guess. Looks like just basically a wire fence. And we got about 15 of these T-posts. Just want to make it pretty clear that I have never put something like this together before, so you know, I guess you guys are going to be learning along with me. We're going to set it up over here in this bit of yard so the dogs have somewhere to play while I'm working, or during times where we can't really pay attention to them. We're going to put a snake guard on it so that nothing could get in there. So yeah, that's the project for today. Alright, so I already took a tape measure and measured out the 4 corners. It's a 100-foot roll, so obviously you think about 25 foot per side. But I also realized at certain points, because the fence is wrapping around these things, that we're probably going to lose about maybe half a foot just from waste from it coming around. So I think that's going to be the big problem here. But luckily, you know, it's not like we're set to a very absolutely square thing, right? So I think what I'm going to do is once I get to the final point where it meets, I'll just move the spike to where it's got to go so that the two sides can meet. And then
after I do all 4 corners, that's when I'll take the extra ones and maybe put, I don't know, I actually can't imagine I would need any more than maybe 1 T-post between each thing. It doesn't seem like it would need that much. We'll see. I'll bring you guys along for that. I think I could probably use a wood block for this. Oh, I kind of wish I had a sledgehammer. Alright, so I'm assuming this is how it works. There are these grooves on one side of it, and I'm assuming that's where the clip goes that keeps this this fence in place. So I'm trying to make sure that's on the outside. You know, I'm sure anyone who's actually set up these things is laughing at me right now for how obvious and simple this is, but didn't even Google it. We're just kind of winging it at this point. Alright, so here are the clips that came with the T-post. So I'm assuming these pretty much have to work with it, right? Alright, let's try it out.
Alright, so I really tried. I was hoping that this would be pretty straightforward, and in a way, it kind of was. Pretty much, it just wraps around here. You hook the wire onto the hooks over here, and then you have to bend it with some wire clips. I do apologize. I won't be showing you guys in action, just because this is about the 4th time my camera's blown over on the tripod because it's so windy today, just in case you guys can't tell from the audio. So I'll be showing you guys the finished product more than anything. Alright. Here we have it. I don't mean to brag or anything, but my calculations on exactly how much I needed were pretty much directly spot on. Now here's my next challenge. Between the space between one and the other, should I put 2 more posts or just 1 more post? It's just 2 little puppies we gotta keep in here. I can't imagine it's gonna need much more than 1 more in between. But I've got about 15 posts, like I said, but I feel like it never hurts to have something like that lying around for another project we might have. Might want to put up another little fence for a small little garden or something like that. So I think, at extreme risk of Tyler coming home and accuse me of cutting corners again, I think we're just gonna go ahead with 1 more post for every length. Alright, and here's the result. I decided to go with 2 in between because Tyler is a heck of a foreman and she would notice me cutting corners. So I decided I didn't want to see the look of disgust on her face when she realizes I tried. So here we are. We've got some puppies trapped inside the fencing. It is an absolute success. Well, there's one project sort of kind of halfway down. Well, there we go. That's all that's left of that 8-foot rod that was just sitting there. Whew. It was a lot of effort to do that. But now we just got to run copper wire from this to our system. I don't think I'll need any more than one rod because we have such a small solar system. It's not like we have high voltage going through this thing. So I think the one rod should be plenty. Now I have a battery terminal clamp on it, and we're going to run this 6-gauge solid copper wire to a couple points. Most important in my opinion is definitely the batteries. It's got to hit at least both the solar panels. Those have to get grounded out. The inverter inside has to get grounded out. And I saw one bit of information that said the charge controller also has to get grounded out. But I'm going to have to see if there's a spot for that or not. I got about 20 foot of this copper wire, and I may have gone a little overboard with how far away from the structure that I put the grounding rod. You only really need about 2 feet. So we'll see how it goes. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not going to be able to ground out everything with this, and I'm going to have to probably buy a little bit more of this wire, but we'll see. I definitely thought when I first got it that I got too much, so. All right. Our old friend, the batteries, still running just as good as ever, regardless of the potentially faulty wiring. But here we go. I've got my ground wire attached onto my main negative terminal, and that runs out of the box and down through to the clip over there. So we are looking pretty good right now here on the batteries. Now just to bring it up to the inverter, and I think sure enough I probably am going to have to go to the hardware store just to get 4 of the solar panels so I can ground those out.
So I've decided my mantra for my working days is going to be this. If the sun is up, everything I should be doing should be working towards my goal. And my goal is a beautiful life for me and Tyler with a beautiful home and a good quality of life for our animals. We've got 4 of them right now, and I'd love to upload consistent, maybe weekly or bi-weekly videos just to keep everyone updated on what we're doing. But honestly, we just can't do a lot right now. Focus on the goal, focus on the dream. Sun's up, we're working on a beautiful life for Tyler and a quality of life for the animals. And that's what we're doing. I'm gonna put it on t-shirts and everything.